Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I'm going to be giving a quick update on what is going on in Calvin's Gallery, specifically focusing on the next area. So, as of this moment, the current build uploaded, you have the town, you have the forest, the desert, and the ice area. The next main act is going to take place in a series of caves. Uh, I'm working to try and keep each of these places feeling fairly distinct. So let's get a sneak peek at what the caves are going to look like and some of the things you're going to encounter there. So this is where you first enter the caves, and I'm just going to kind of show you what it's going to look like. So as you can see, this is sort of a fairly straightforward puzzle. Um, there's going to be combat encounters and things along the way. I'm going to be adding in loot, such like that. The next area, though, becomes a little bit more complicated. This area introduces a earthquake mechanic that will periodically shake the rooms and will shuffle the stones. So here I'm just going to kind of go through. There. So when those happen, it makes every one of these boulders move in a random direction. So this can be helpful. It can be a hindrance. Like in the case here, you can see this boulder is now stuck. Um, so what you'll have to do is you have to wait for another earthquake. And in this case, it did not help. So I'm going to try to get the gray rock into place. So what you need to do is you'll be pushing this rock through different crystals, just as in the other room, trying to get around. There we go. So, and while I run this, I'll talk about some of the other stuff. I'm expanding the different equipment that is available. So, weapons. I'm adding essentially a complement weapon to all of the craftable weapons and equipment. You'll be able to craft special dual wield sets that will allow you to significantly increase your damage output. This will also allow for a little bit more sort of consistent builds if you don't want to get crazy and work with the different extra actions and elements and things like that. You can instead focus on just simple damage numbers, which that's what a lot of people kind of prefer to do, is just deal with the straightforward numbers instead of having to juggle special effects. These will be a little bit harder to get. You'll have to craft the dual wield sets. You'll some of them will be a little bit more expensive. Uh, Overall, it'll allow for a significant increase in damage output for your party. I'll also be adding in dual wield shields. So if you want to go for a hard tank build for one of your characters, you can have 2 shields, significantly boosting their defense at the cost of damage, of course. Shields would probably be great for like a tank build Margaret, who already has a lot of tank aspects. Would probably be nice for Joan or even Lewis, since both of them are magic focused. Weapons aren't quite as significant, and they're a little bit squishier. So having that extra defense can really help them survive in a tough fight. I'm going to be looking at adding more armor sets outside of just the elemental gear. Things that give, pretty, not basic, but not super complex modifiers that allow you to further customize your team in the ways that you want. No, darn it. Not fast enough. Perfect. Oops. Darn it. Not quite fast enough. So the goal is I need to get the gray rock into here, because then I can bust through the crystal here. Alright. Another shot. Haha. There we go. There. And good. Good, good, good. Avoided the earthquake. And can push through to that final crystal. There. And so that's how you'll beat these areas. And that's really the main stuff in the pipeline for now. With the mountains, there's going to be a lot of new stuff. This is where a lot of the craftable equipment and things are going to start showing up. You're going to meet the final of the secret characters. There'll be some new additions to the team in addition to the characters. And this is when the story is really going to start picking up, because you'll finally start getting those pieces that you need to start putting things together. Overall, not huge updates, but there's still a lot coming down the line. Next, so after this area, I'm going to be working on adding in more stuff to previous zones. interacting with the new character in this zone will give you a new set of equipment. Those items can then be used to access previous areas that were locked. It'll open up more things to do in the previously explored zones, access to new gear, access to new skills, new recipes, things like that. So it'll really help fill out what you can do in those different regions. And I think with this last set of gear, you'll be able to access all areas of the game as long as you have the materials to do so. Because just like building the bridges, you need the right supplies for a lot of this stuff. So at that point, you'll be able to progress the rest of the game pretty consistently. Um, the only places you will be able to get to are the very final area, which will require certain story events to happen, and then there's one secret area that I'm going to be putting in that will be a totally optional zone. It'll have some little lore tidbits. It'll have some equipment, um, different enemies. It'll be good for kind of beefing up your party before that final fight, but it will be optional. And there won't be any negatives if you skip it. You'll just miss out on the stuff that's there, which will be nothing necessary. So, thank you for hanging out. I'll be getting a new playtest up soon as well. I hope you're enjoying those. As usual, like, subscribe, share this. If there's a game you want me to try out, please link it down below. If there's a something you really want to see added to Calvin's Gallery, let me know. Any feedback, any bugs you've found, anything like that. I'd really like to get your input there and help make this a really solid, high quality game. So until next time, I'll see you later.